Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you a purchase that I made. Now this is my birthday purchase. My birthday was last month. As we were in lockdown here in Auckland, it was kind of a non-event. So I decided that I was going to buy myself something craft related, and this opportunity came up and I couldn't resist because it's something I have wanted for some time now. So I have taken it out of the courier bag just to protect both myself and where I got it from's address. Removed it from the packaging, which yes, I will be recycling at some stage and somehow. Undid the bubble wrap, but that is as far as I have been. What I have purchased is a junk journal from Michelle at The Paper Addiction. Now, I first saw Michelle's work a few years ago now, and I just fell in love with her creations, and ever since then I have wanted to get one of her journals for myself. I followed her because I loved her style of journals that she made. Also because she was a New Zealander, and so I kind of figured that whatever Michelle could do, I could do as a fellow Kiwi. And thirdly, because Michelle has just been so incredibly helpful to myself and to a lot of other people in this industry or who are interested in making junk journals, that it to me is a sign of someone who is definitely worth following. So Michelle has no idea that I'm making this video. She has not requested that I do anything to acknowledge what I've done. But I did pay for it, so it's not sponsored. This is something that I've wanted to buy from her for several years. And I've been following Michelle on Facebook as well as YouTube over the last sort of 2-3 weeks, last month or so. She has been putting out pictures of her sort of batch creation of journals. So I've been following along, and then she announced that they were going to go into her Etsy shop. I jumped online the morning that everything went live and was lucky enough to secure one. Here it is. We are going to unwrap it together and we're going to see her magnificent creation at the same time. Full of little wee candies here. So these are Whittaker's chocolates, little wee minis, Hokey Pokey Crunch, Creamy Milk and Almond Gold. So Whittaker's is my favourite chocolate, by far nicest of anything that we can get, and it's made here in New Zealand. So thank you so much, Michelle. That's definitely a bonus, and I will not be sharing that with anyone. First of all, a little wee tag, thank you, very cool, little wee, very cool stamped image, and a message from Michelle. Say thank you for buying her journal. I'm tied up here with a purple and white baker's twine, and wrapped in a piece of pattern paper. So you know, as a junk journal, that will definitely be getting recycled and used. So here we are. Here it is. Let's move that out of the way. So here it is, my wonderful journal that I purchased from Michelle. I will very shortly zoom in so we can see it, but for now, hopefully there's not too much glare on there. I've got beautiful, this is dyed seam binding. I'm going to undo that. It's one great big long length of absolutely glorious, and I'd almost say that is walnut stain or espresso. Love that. So here we have the front. So we've got a book plate on the front with a lovely slip-in piece that I can write a title on it, and we've got the front cover. 3 signatures in here, and this looks like a tissue paper cover over, and it's a recycled Reader's Digest book. condensed book. I love all the threads hanging out. And I particularly picked this one because I love typography and fonts and writing and all that kind of stuff. So that was why I picked this particular cover when I had a choice. So here goes. So all the inside has been covered, got a little pocket in the front with tea-dyed tags, all stamped. That's very cool, I like that paper, it's lovely. In front, and then we've got a gold paper clip. And then we have another little wee checked journal card. That's beautiful as well. That's been tea dyed or coffee dyed. It's very cool. I haven't tried putting anything with like patterned or embossed paper and tea dyeing it yet. So that will definitely be inspiring me to try that. So now we have a large tag. So this has got looks like book paper and tissue paper decoupaged onto it, and there's some tea dyeing around it, or ink dyeing around it. Paper back. Look at that, isn't that glorious? So hopefully I'll hold it up so you can see that. Looks like almost like it's been crackle dyed somehow. Or no, I know what it might be. Could be that it's had salt sprinkled on the wet paper, and that sort of soaked up the tea and given it that sort of fractured pattern. That's my guess. And then I'll put that on in a minute. So we've got a fold over there with a little wee pocket. And I love all the stitching that you've done here, Michelle. So we've got a little wee, just a folded booklet of stamped and tea dyed. That paper looks absolutely gorgeous. So we've got, now this feels, it's a heavier weight. I'd say that is watercolour paper. Then we have the pattern instructions from something for a quilt and a pillow. An envelope. Again, it's been tea or coffee dyed with a little wee tag in there. Oh, I like that spotty paper. Very cool. That's almost got like drips on it. That looks a really cool effect. So now we have some ledger paper. It's brown paper with like a coffee dye on it and a tab. Very cool. Telegraph message stitched up the side with a little wee pocket and journal card. And then we have another one, so that can go in there. I like that. Gorgeous, huge big numbers there. Pages from an old diary. Little wee tuck there, and a pocket in the back with a postcard stamp on there. That's a index card. This is, oh, there's a gorge. That's the rest of that. That's the, so that must be the centre of it, and she's actually glued that together to hide the stitching in there, and that's the part of that diary. Very cool. And then a little journal card with the other half of that Telegraph envelope, I think it might have been. Yeah, Telegraph, or the front page of a Telegraph. It brings back a lot of memories because my dad and uncles used to work for post office. It's now changed names. Years ago. That I just love how that is patterned out. So I'm guessing what might have happened is the paper that it lay on had like wrinkles in it, and so all the tea or coffee collected and pulled in where those wrinkles were. The other side of that ledger paper, and an envelope. And inside the envelope you've got, she's stuck down, is it? Yep. Stuck down some music paper just behind there. That looks very cool. The other side of the sewing papers, that's that, I'm guessing watercolour paper. Another journal card, that's very cool, tea-dyed and pockets. Stitching on the side, and yeah, that's that paper again. I do love that, that is just stunning. So we have another piece of brown paper, some more ledger paper, that looks like it's a attendance book, something like that. It's something that's had been on like a wire bound, a glacine bag that's been tea or coffee dyed. I love the sound of that. More pattern instructions. We've got another little envelope here. So this one's cut in half and we've got a tag in there. And so there's plenty of room for me to add extra things as well if I want. Tea and coffee dyed, music paper. We've got a little pocket there. And in here, in this pocket, we have, this is from a like a driver's logbook, so truck driver's logbook. Very cool. And then we have music paper again. So you've done the same thing there with the, if I look down in there, you could possibly see where the stitching's done. Just being nosy, Michelle. So I love this. So there's that pocket, and this one, instead of being open at the side, is open at the top. That's very cool. So we've got sewing paper. That's the other part of the paper bag. That glacine bag. I love the really dark bits. It's almost got like a crunchy feel to it. Very textural. More of that check attendance book. Brown paper. So that's the second signature. So we're now on to the third signature here. So here we have another tag that's paper clipped on. So this one looks like it's got napkin, I think, decoupaged over scraps of paper. So there's book paper, there's music paper, so there's a bit of everything there to hold your interest. So keep that on there. So another glacine bag, and this looks like some tracing paper, I'm guessing. Yeah, tracing paper, I think. That's been tea or coffee dyed, or maybe baking paper. Then we have more pattern piece, brown paper, some more of this, and music paper. I'm guessing that might be like a recorder or beginner piano music sheet. Some tea and coffee dyed paper. I love the wrinkles in it. And it's got that those lines from the tea and coffee again. So another little wee tuck spot in there, and a smaller index card here with a little wee stamp, and again that's been tea or coffee dyed. So that's gorgeous there. Paper. We've got a little wee fold out here. And we've got music paper. More of the brown paper. I love how there's just that really dark edge to that paper. Or the coffee. Stunning. Here we go. More of that tracing paper or baking paper. I love just how textured that looks and sounds. Glacine paper. More tea and coffee. And that's the end of that signature, and then we've got another pocket here in the back of the book. So we have some tags. So that looks to be almost maybe a patterned paper. We've got just a tea or coffee dyed tag and a small tag. Very cool to have different shapes there. And then another stamped or printed journal block on there. So tuck that in there. And then of course we're at the back. So that is absolutely stunning. Thank you, Michelle. Love it. Totally love it. I love how textured it all feels. Like on the hands you can feel the texture that's, and the change from paper to tea and coffee dyed paper, and what that does to the fibres of the paper. You can hear that crispness and the crunch in the paper. And the colour is just absolutely glorious. I love the tones of it throughout. Adore the cover. Love how this has been done. It's got like a varnish on it, so I'm guessing maybe that's like Mod Podge or maybe medium over the top of this tissue paper. Love it. Absolutely love it. So this is definitely going to get some love